Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel, and I'm your host for L2 Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering a show that we thought was lost. It's Love and Marriage DC. Y'all remember that show? We saw it at the beginning of 2023, and then poof, where's it at? Where's it at? Oh, y'all were beating up on Carlos for so many weeks, and now it's finally back. But shout out to Mr. Carlos King and to the Kingdom Break family and to the cast. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. Also subscribe to my channel. You can share it and you can leave your comments below. This is episode 2B, well, season 2B, episode 11. I don't think that I have to do too much recapping because this episode was kind of mostly a recap of what happened last season or the season break. For me, I'm probably going to be fussing because I've had a lot of festering stuff that I wanted to say. A lot of things have not changed. A lot of things that I've seen, unfortunately, in real life as far as on social media has taken place. It's kind of going to be hard, at least for me, because I actually liked most of the cast, and it's like most of the cast aren't even getting along at this point in real time. So it's kind of sad that I have to review like this. But I'm going to say what's right and what's true. Most of you do know that, and just to let y'all know, I always let people know where I stand at with some people. If it's not something that you like, I mean, you can always just view away, click away, and find someone that agrees with your views. I usually stick with my point unless somehow you're able to change my mind. I'm not easily changeable. You just got to show me something different from what I know it to be and what I see. Sorry. So I've always been Team Silva, Team Ashley, Team Irena, Jamie, and Tyler, Team Jason, just them. Those are the core families, or the core families, core couples. Y'all know I have not been seeing it for Winter. Y'all call Ashley a mean girl. Y'all call her a bully. Y'all call the Tylers all of that. Now you have softened up on the Tylers because of their own family story, because everybody was quote unquote beating up on Winter, even though so much stuff got misconstrued that it was just a bunch of mess that happened that Winter did contribute to. But for some reason, it's poor Winter. But as of right now, Winter and my fave Ashley are friends. How did that happen? I do know, which I still have to watch the full recap of them. A shout out to Ashley and Winter when they said that they became friends. They go into more details on Ashley's Instagram. I'm gonna say this up front. As I said, you have to change my mind about how I perceive you. Just like on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, just briefly, just walk with me. I didn't care too much about when Kenya and Drew Sidora became friends. People were like, so you don't like Drew still? I said, no. Well, she's friends with Kenya. So what that got to do with me? You know, I know how Drew was moving season 13. And then she did switch up as soon as she knew that Portia wasn't going to be there. So that there was no choice but to be friends with her because you didn't have the backup and you really didn't have the ammunition to really go at her like you did. So even though Ashley and Winter are friends, that has nothing to do with me. And I'm willing and I'm open to just get to know Winter. I mean, she's on the cast. She's the main person. I said, get rid of her. Well, she's here. She's giving us personal stories. So I would like to get to know Winter and possibly get a different perception. I'm just not full throttle as we see in real time with Ashley and Winter. I'm not going to be petty and shady and crazy. But as I have ranted for almost 6 minutes now, I'm just not going to do something. I'm just not going to jump on a wagon, nor am I going to be just outright petty. I just want to see something different. That's all. So, of course, we know this was Christmas Eve 2022. After the fallout of Ashley and Joy, they were getting into a tussle. Nothing really happened too much. Joy was basically gone from the party. We see her walking out. Guess who's there with her that we didn't even know? Carmen. That one girl that's from Ready to Love that was supposed to be in this quote-unquote throuple with them, the Pettys. I got an issue with it. And I have some thoughts that I'm going to keep to myself. I'm going to say something at the end of this video, but it just seems like this is just such a scheme set up by Todd. Because what are you doing back here, lady? Anyways, okay, so now we're on to Ashley and Irena. They are getting into it. Ashley feels away because Irena went to go check on Joy. And Irena's like, well, you're both my friends, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm checking on you. I saw her first, da-da-da-da-da. So I was checking on her. Ashley felt like, well, she's been disrespectful in my house that you are in, that I own. It got pretty bad because at this point, Irena's got a temper. So she's doing all this up in Ashley's face, and Ashley's like, stop it. Cool. Stop it. She said it like, I think 3 or 4 times to Irena. It's like, this is not the place that we want to go to. No. And then Irena's like, I can do what I want to. I said, oh, Lord. There was a quotable lines that were done last night. Irena says to Ashley, you're doing too much. And Ashley said, you're doing less. You need to do more. It was kind of this cadence call type deal that they were doing. Here's how I feel about it. I think because of how Ashley felt during the whole Joy situation, because Joy wasn't even supposed to be there. And all of a sudden you decide to hash everything out right before Christmas. You don't even want to be around her, and then you pick that time. She felt disrespected, and I think that she wanted immediate response from Irena. I can't say that Irena was wrong. And Ashley's my fave, but I'm not going to say that she was wrong in this whole situation. I don't think that she tried to choose you over Joy in this whole situation, Ashley. I think you felt what you felt in that moment, but then it started escalating to a point where she was ready to fight. And you actually said later to Quick, like, look, I respect you. I respected her. And that's why I was saying, you don't want to do that. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. Because I think if it was anyone else, especially someone that wasn't important to you, you would have already put hands on her. So that's what I got from the whole situation. And I think that's what you were explaining to Quick the next morning. So finally things settled down. And Irena and Jamie and all of them, they do leave the Silvas home. The next morning, all the couples start doing what they do. They recap everything that happened for Christmas. Nothing I really want to touch on with the couples. Maybe a little bit on the Tylers. You know, Irena does feel like she was stuck in the middle. I don't know how for Irena not to stay out of it if she does care about both of the ladies. It's a little bit weird for Irena. I don't know. I don't know how she could have handled it differently. Maybe during this sit down with Irena and Ashley, as they'll do later in the episode. Maybe it'll help us to understand what she could have done differently to help Ashley feel a little bit different. So we find out that Clifton is still struggling with his back. And I don't know if he was in the hospital or whatever, but I guess they took him to some type of restaurant and they are talking about different things. Basically about Ashley. And they do feel like in some type of way they think that Ashley think that they made them. I don't think Ashley is saying that. Because when Ashley first said all of that, like I had pitched you to the show, that was something else that was talked about during the fight between Irena and Ashley. Ashley's the first person to pitch them to the network. I guess Irena and Jamie also put their vouch in for them too later on. So anyways, they feel like there's some entitlement from Ashley. Joy feels like, well, this is the first time I wanted to hash it out. And she had a half-assed apology. Now, for some reason, social media is just repeating everything that Joy said. Even though Ashley has apologized multiple times beforehand, before she even made it to this Christmas party. At this point, Ashley's like, this is her. I did all that I could do. If you don't accept my apology, it is what it is. I get it. You know, what people are trying to act like Ashley's trying to be entitled to, was Joy trying to get some entitlement? Like you were supposed to be on your knees. Somebody was supposed to kiss your ass. What was it? What had to happen for you and Joy? For Ashley to be okay with you, Joy? Because you did say that she is your enemy. I don't know. But I think that people aren't listening to everyone's conversations and what they're saying and every word that's coming out of their mouth. and it's just easy to point at Ashley. So the only thing I want to say about this next scene is with what's his face, Clifton, and also DJ Quick. They go out to breakfast or lunch or whatever, and they talk about the whole situation. Clifton says that if he was there, it would have been bad or worse. I said, what? What do you mean? What do you mean, sir? What do you mean? Because the men were staying out of it. Quick was just trying to get Ashley to stop. Like, let's not do this. Let's not do this. From what I've seen, Jamie was really not doing anything. So what were you going to do, sir? Because how it sounds is like you were going to go after women, aka a woman, Ashley. I understand that you guys could be upset concerning the whole secret coming out. I get that, but what were you going to solve there, sir? So that's the only thing I really wanted to say there. They do feel like the Pettys that possibly Ashley is jealous of them. But what are they jealous of? What are they jealous of? I guess we're going to find out a little bit later, because y'all love to throw this word out in reality TV. It's another buzzword. It's so crazy. So the next scene is with Winter and Yusha. Found out tonight or last night, Yusha, his real name. Oh, he has a real name. I'll say that much. I think it's going to be revealed in a new episode. So y'all just keep your ears open for that. But basically, Yusha's name is not Yusha. Anyways, they've been dating for a couple of months, and I guess they are more exclusive at this point. Winter has given the I love you word, and Yusha said, thank you and I appreciate you. But he didn't say it back. Winter's love language is words of affirmation, and how Yusha is more articulate, or how he expresses himself is through action. But he says he's working on that. I think that Winter wants to hear I love you too at some point. But they're out ice skating, and I guess it's to the point of Winter wanting to bring him around the children. I guess it's gotten that serious. I think it's fast, but considering Winter's track record, it's definitely fast. I gotta see how this goes. If anyone that lives on Twitter knows that they are not together anymore, and we're gonna see that unfold during the season. But I don't know. They started talking about abstinence. Winter wants to wait until marriage, and Yusha says, I'm a man, and I do want the cookies, but I'm a patient. I can be patient about it, and I don't think that you can be patient about it. And I think that that's going to be an issue later on, because he said something about if the cookies are around, I'm going to eat it. So that kind of put up a red flag for me. We know that Winter is spiritual. We get that. Yusha should be spiritual because he's got this spiritual name and all of that. So obviously that they have different beliefs and systems that they operate by. I got my eye on Yusha, and probably I have an eye because I know the outcome. Now, what happened, I don't know, but I do know that they're not together anymore. The next scene, there's something I'm about to complain about. Okay, so Irena and Joy, they go to a hardware store. I forgot which hardware store it's at. Irena's dressed down, of course. Joy is Joy in how she dresses. The first thing that comes out of Irena's mouth is, how are you and Cliff's relationship in your first year? My complaint is, how many times are we going to sit up here and keep asking about Joy and Cliff's relationship? How is it going? Every time they get together, Irena has to talk about Joy and Cliff's relationship or about Black and Sherelle. And it's always the same way. Because the next question would have been, if the wedding thing didn't come out, how's wedding plans going? There's nothing going on with them. And for me, right now, it's boring. As far as the Pettys. The only highlight was her really crashing the Christmas party. Technically crashing the Christmas party. So she just said, hey, this is how I feel. This is how we feel about the whole situation. She's my enemy. She thinks she's entitled. She thinks she made us. She did this, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, so the last scene is Irena and also Ashley. They are meeting up, and they're talking, and they're hashing out their feelings. I don't think that either of them are listening to each other, because everything is pretty petty, in my opinion. Ashley's not hearing Irena out, and Irena's not hearing out Ashley. They want to get their points across. It's like they're both right, but at the same time, there is wrong in there, and it's good to just meet each other in the middle and be accountable for whatever part that they did play. But it is to be continued, so we'll see how this actually lands. So I don't know if DC is my favorite. I think it's more of the better franchises because DC is DC. Huntsville is Huntsville. Meaning I have a particular mindset when I think about Huntsville that I don't have to think about when I watch DC. So hopefully you all are in on this season. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. I did cover it on my old channel, just to let you know. And I covered first season too. And it's quite a difference from season 1, if you guys were around then. So stick with me for 2B. I think there's 14 or so episodes that's going to pull us into this probably almost the end of spring. And we got to see how this goes. I'm ready to see what this season holds and this reunion and what it had to hold. So again, please like this video and also share it and leave your comments below on what you think. Personally, I just don't think that Ashley is a mean girl or bully. Maybe you guys do. Let me know in the comments below. Or maybe you don't. Let me know. What do you guys think of the Pettys? I know how I feel about them. I think they're pretty boring and don't really want to share their life. Until the next one, peace.